Hello there, my name is David Marks. I'm the CEO of Outcome Ingenuity. This is the third part of a series around producing better, more reliable outcomes. And this part is around accountability, or what we refer to as the just culture. In the first of the series, I talked about a 19-year-old student who lost her life last year at a university in Connecticut. She had been actually helping build a homecoming float during the day, and she was beginning to party as the day went on. She actually went to a fraternity house party in the evening. At about 1:15 in the morning, actually, she somehow got herself across the street from the sorority house, propped in front of the door, or on the door like I am, of the firehouse. Two students at a dorm actually that night had stolen the fire extinguisher and had pulled a prank in the dorm such that they had to call the fire department. And at 1:15 in the morning, these doors roll up. The Chevy Tahoe driven by a fireman pulls out and runs her over. It was a tragic story. I have two children currently in college. And this is not what you expect when you send your kid to college. Accountability is an interesting subject because I often say that not everybody is a gymnast, not everybody is a neurosurgeon, but everybody's a judge. And when bad events occur, we all judge. We all point the finger, we're all looking for somebody to blame. Just culture isn't about finding somebody to blame. Just culture is about how do we hold people appropriately accountable for their role in the system that we have. What is the accountability of the president of the university for dealing with binge drinking on college campuses? What is the accountability of the leaders of the fraternity and those at the fraternity to make sure that if there's drinking occurring, it's only occurring for people of age, and that there's a limit to how much they drink? Where are the accountability for the two pranksters who thought what they were doing was pretty benign but ultimately led to a call to the fire department? Where is the accountability for the person who ran the firehouse and making sure that the procedures and processes that they had in place would ensure no fire truck leaves the firehouse without ensuring that the area in front of them is clear? They said that the driver himself had no way of seeing the girl sitting in front of the truck. If that was the case, then clearly there was a deficiency in system design. Who's accountable at the system level? Who's accountable at the individual level? That's what Just Culture is intended to provide us. Just Culture gives us a map, a roadmap to think through that fallibility, to produce better outcomes and to be fair to who we are as inescapably fallible human beings. So there's three pieces of the puzzle. There's the good design, there's the highly reliable outcomes, designing for highly reliable outcomes. There's root cause analysis, there's building a learning system, a learning culture where people raise their hand and say, I made a mistake, we learn from it. And then there's that accountability piece. How do we hold system designers accountable for robust system design? How do we hold individuals accountable who live in those systems, accountable for the quality of their choices in those systems? If we do all three of those well, we have a chance of pulling off really highly reliable outcomes. If we simply say, just don't put yourself in harm's way, we're probably not going to get the results we want. The Just Culture certification course is a way for you to learn a standardized methodology to think about accountability. How do we hold people accountability for the obligations that they owe to the institution? How do we hold people accountable for living to our values, to following our procedures, to producing results when that's what they have to do? How do we hold people accountable in a way that is reflective of who we are as inescapably fallible human beings and that natural propensity that you and I have to drift into risky choices? The Just Culture algorithm is the tool. We have an electronic Just Culture assessment tool to allow a manager to walk through in a very structured way to yield a result that helps us produce those more highly reliable outcomes we're trying to achieve.